Well, I know someone's going to get upset if I do not say right at the very beginning, yes, this was a great film. Not just a good film, great film. Because I don't know why people are going really, really crazy for this Godzilla film in particular. And yes, it has many, many virtues. I'll be more than happy to praise the virtues. I do feel, as a more old school Godzilla fan, I'm a little puzzled why people think this is the definitive or best version. I still prefer Godzilla when he's in a suit and we know it's a person behind it. And the visual effects in this version of Godzilla are mostly pretty good, but there are a few moments where it was a little fuzzy, but overall, yes, it's still a very great film. So what is occurring? Well, basically we follow a Japanese pilot and his failure, and how he meets a group of people who are struggling with, you guessed it, Godzilla, who is attacking Japan. And for whatever reason, even if it's in their self interest, the United States is not helping, so the Japanese have to help themselves. They confront the monster. There's a lot of nice messages about family and honor, confronting the past, so on and so forth. So, overall, very, very good film. I do find it's a little distortive called Godzilla minus zero because Godzilla is more in the background. It is focused a lot on the human characters, and a lot of people are very praiseworthy of the acting and all that. And I agree. However, again, I usually prefer when the Godzilla films are focused on Godzilla, and here he is more of a very looming threat in the background. Again, it is well done. He is very terrifying. He is very, very powerful. So that is a nice change of pace from the other Godzilla films, where sometimes he's a little too weak or he is strong, but for whatever reason, he's not particularly scary. So this one is a much more horror focused kind of Godzilla film, even though it's focused on kind of the trauma of Japanese history. It's also playing with Godzilla myth itself because it's technically a decade before Godzilla came out. So Godzilla is not technically from World War II. He's really kind of this Cold War artifact. So they're somewhat playing with the politics of Godzilla, which to a certain extent I didn't mind. But I do find it a little ironic that people think this is apolitical. No, no, no. This is a very political film. It's really trying to rewrite Japanese history. And I didn't have much of an issue for the most part, but I do think they're trying to make the Japanese appear a little bit too innocent. I thought that was a little distortive. If you're Chinese, you'll recognize that the Japanese committed genocide in China. So trying to make them pure victims seemed a little bit too much. But overall, very enjoyable, very well done film. For its budget, a very impressive job. So I do recommend Godzilla minus one. But I don't think it's the best version of Godzilla. It's very respectable, and I do think for the focus they took, it's a very respectable effort. But I do get a little worried that people think this is the best Japanese film of all time and nothing will surpass it. No, it can be surpassed, but for what they're trying to do, it was a very impressive job.